An event can be any act that is done by a person. If you run, then running is an event. If you exercise, exercising is an event. In this video, we will learn to characterize events based on the time and learn to identify past, present, and future. If you look at the wall clock, it shows the time as 11 am. This is the present moment. Whatever is happening around you now, is happening in the present. For example, you are sitting in the classroom in present. Anything happened before now is past. Past can include events happened 1 second before, 1 hour before, 1 day before, 1 year before, or 100 years before. For example, before sitting in the class, you come to school by walking. So walking is the event in past. Anything that will happen after now is future. It can be 1 second after now, or 1 hour after now, or 1 year after now. For example, in the evening, you will go back home, so going back will be in future. There can be different type of events around us. Let's see these different events with example. Some events happen every day, such as rising of sun. Some events are happening now but we don't know when they started and when they are going to stop. For example, you know that clock is running but you don't know when this clock started and when the clock will stop. You know only one thing, that this clock is running. There are some events which started in the past and completed now. For example, you know that principal has reached the school. And there are some events that started in past and you know about the time at which the events started, or the time that has already been passed since the beginning of it. For example, you know the time, this period has started and it has been going on since. Some events used to happen in past but not now. For example, last year, you went to grade 5. Some events might be happening 1 year back but there is no proof that those events are still happening or stopped. For example, when you saw the clock yesterday, it was running. Here you don't have an idea of start time of clock and when will this clock stop. Some events started in past and ended in the past. For example, you started from home in morning and reached the school in morning. Some events started in past and were still going on. You know only the time at which they started or the time that has already been passed since the beginning of them. For example, your home's clock was working when you left the house since the time you changed the batteries but now you don't know about its state. Let's see some examples of events in future. Some events might happen in future. For example, it might rain tomorrow. There might be an event which will continue in future. For example, rain may continue for next 2 days. There can be an event which will complete in the future. For example, it will start raining tomorrow and will stop raining in next 2 days. There can be events which will continue to happen in the future, and we will have information about their start time or the duration of time since its start. You can see that there are different events possible in each time domain. In every language, these events are described in different ways. In English, we make use of different tenses to speak about these situations which can be easily understood by the listener. Events happened in past are described by past tense. Events happening in present are described by present tense. And events that will take place in the future are described by future tense. You must have noticed that in each of these tense, There are 4 types of events possible, and thus, there are 4 types of tenses in each category. These are simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous.